NBA Finals, Cavs versus Warriors. Was this the Cavs, like, nail in the coffin? We're going to talk about it soon.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Cavs fans, are you okay? Are you heartbroken? A little despondent? Feeling a little let down? We're here for you. I'm Jill Munroe. You're AFTERBUZZ TV, checking out the NBA Finals recap show. Of course, I'm not alone. The group is with me.
Hey.
To my left, we have the fabulous Jessie Zahner.
Hi guys, I'm Jessie. You can find me all over social media at Athletic.
What's up, guys? I'm your host, Christine Alexis, and you can find me all over social media at Christine Bean.
Hey, what's up, guys? You can hit me up on Twitter and Instagram. I'm DeAnjilo.
And you can find me at Stiletto Jill. I've kind of forgot that. But let's get to the main event here. Or is it Cavs versus Warriors? Okay, immediate reaction after the game. Go.
Genuinely happy that the game was like slightly more competitive for 3 quarters. Like, just the first half was really good, and then most of the third quarter we saw a competitive game, and then the Warriors did what they did.
Raining threes.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yes,
for the Warriors fans.
That was legitimate. My legitimate reaction. Just yes, that was amazing. It was competitive. That was one of the best basketball games I've seen in a while. Like,
which says a lot because there wasn't that great of a
for
game.
me. I mean,
your games are usually
okay.
blowouts, so that makes sense. Yeah.
Well, I'm just happy for the finals, considering like how everyone said it was so boring before. I feel like these finals are, living up to the hype. No,
I feel like you're skewed by the fact that your team's winning. Because
maybe
for us, it's night.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll admit that, but. I'll take that L for the.
Well, it's working out for you. Yeah. The first game, just because the first game, the first quarter was like, that was the game. After that, the Warriors took over. So the fact that the Cavaliers were competing, I think it was a stepping stone. I'm trying to find positives for them.
Positives for the thing. Okay, so let's get started with it. The Warriors had 8 turnovers in the first quarter and still scored 40 points. So they're going from a game where they had 4 turnovers the entire game, none in the first half, to now 8, but still rained down 40 in the first quarter. How do you stop something like that? How do you contain it?
I feel like with the Warriors, you can't. There's a stat, and I think every time that they score 35 or more points in the first quarter, they're like 22-0. So I was like, all right,
that's a hell of a stat.
unless that jinxes them, they're winning this game. I mean, Cleveland needs to play defense.
Yeah, that's the problem. I think they played a very good first quarter. The Cavs should have been up, but Steph Curry had 10 free throws in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Like, that's just...
He got to the line.
And the Warriors went back to turning the ball over a little bit more, so that kept the Cavs in the game. But those fouls were just... That's
also an NBA Finals record. It ties what Paul Pierce did in the 2008 Finals. So, Steph Curry breaking records. We're getting a lot of records broken this playoff and Finals series. Magic Johnson's triple-double playoff record. LeBron equaled it. They both have 8 now in Finals matchups. The next closest people are like 2. So I feel like we saw an elevated LeBron. We saw him try and get JR involved with the pick and roll. J.R. Smith looked like he's back to hitting the Henny that he
was like he was partying
anything
hard
is possible.
This past weekend.
Right, like he was turning up in San Francisco, and I don't know what's going on. He does, to be fair, JR does still have a lot going home. His daughter was born premature. She just recently came home, so I don't know, perhaps that, but he just doesn't look in the game. Iman Shumpert looked like he had more effort and was more focused and dialed in than JR, even though Iman took a ill-advised 3. Like, when has Iman Shumpert ever made a 3-point shot? What's going on with that?
I think he sensed the team's need for someone to step up. He just doesn't. He doesn't have a jumper. Like, it's not there. And JR, they need JR to knock down those open threes, but he can't stay on the court because, like you said, he's kind of out of sync.
Right, and I like Shumpert on the court because I think he plays obviously much better defense, but he's just not a shooter, so I don't know what he was thinking.
He tried. He really tried.
There was actually a shot last game that he hit that I was shocked, and I was like, okay, please don't shoot for the rest of the game. Like, you're on the court to play defense, don't shoot. So hopefully.
I feel like LeBron even tried to help JR get in the position to defensively put some impact on the game when Draymond had, because we saw some questionable fouls on Draymond Green early. He had 3 fouls, and you could see with the pick and roll, LeBron and JR switched so that JR was matched up against Draymond. He could have easily, maybe thrown a little extra body weight out there, but JR was the one fouling 3-point shots.
Yep.
More than once.
Yeah.
More than once. So let's talk about Kevin Durant, because his game was amazing. The interesting thing this time, what I noticed with the Cavs, is that they were making their shots in the first half in the paint. They were going inside, driving, doing that instead of like kind of hanging out on the perimeter. And I don't really understand why they went away from that. Whereas in game one, we saw Kevin Durant get a lot of easy points at the basket because of how they were defending the three. So do you like the switches that they made on Kevin? Do you think they made any?
I don't think, personally, we'll see what the Warrior fan has to say, but I don't think there's any. Kevin Durant, he's the best player on the court right now, and I don't think the game plan is to stop Kevin Durant. I think it's those other guys, Klay Thompson, he got in rhythm, keeping Draymond out of it, keep making Steph shoot more to get his points, because he'll get his points too. Like, those couple of things is what they're going to need. They need to play better defense, and Kyrie Irving has to play better. Those are the two things I feel like the Cavs should say after this game more than anything.
Yeah, I was actually going to say the same thing. I felt like in game one, even though I think Kyrie put up, 22 or 24, I felt like he didn't really impact the game. And I felt the same way after watching this game. I was like, considering how game one went, I thought he would turn it up more this game, but I didn't see that from him. And I think that's something that the Cavs really need to assess going into game 3 at home. Yeah. Like, feed off your crowd, turn it up, because otherwise, if they don't lock in defensively and keep the turnovers low, like, I don't know how they're gonna.
See, my only thing is that it's the NBA Finals. So if you're not up, I know it's the third year, but if you are not up for the NBA Finals, what are you going to get up for? It shouldn't take being at home in front of your own home crowd.
Right. Yeah.
What I think is going on with Kyrie is that he's a little exposed at this point, because last year they didn't see him coming. It was obviously they played during the year, but remember, he didn't play in the first series of finals. So this year they're a little prepared for him, and the Warriors are a little longer, so they're defending him a little bit better. Klay Thompson is locked down. Maybe he got back in sync with his, Insta Vixens and what have you, because he was due for a good offensive game, and he delivered. I'm not mad at that. So
that was nice to see.
What's going on in the chat? Talk to us in the chat. What are your keys to the game? What do you think the Cavs need to do to sort of get themselves back into it going home?
So we have Gamer Girl in the chat, and she says that she thinks the Cavs got comfortable. They won last year, so they don't have pressure on winning a championship, which I actually think they still have pressure this season. Although, who really expects the Cavs to win? I know that there are people out there that think they're going to win. Well, I would love for them to win, but I just don't think that's going to happen.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
But here's the thing. We have to think, too, last year, Warriors won game 1 by 15, game 2 by 33, so there were big leads. Yeah. You can't discount the Cavs, not with LeBron James.
I agree.
But LeBron James had a crazy game tonight. Obviously, we talked about his triple-double, but by the third quarter, he looked winded, which was surprising for LeBron. And, I don't know if that's because he had to work both sides of the ball, which is something he kind of does anyway. So I was just wondering why he was so worn down in this game.
Well, and that's something that I was getting really annoyed with. Hey, Josh. Josh is in the chat joining us.
Josh!
But, we see Steph Curry on the sidelines literally, taking a nap.
I know.
Yeah,
and then LeBron is, working his ass off. And I'm just like, oh, my gosh. We talk bad about LeBron when he has a triple-double. But, he does need at least 40 a game in this series if they're going to have a chance. And Kyrie needs to play too. Kyrie is a problem right now.
I agree.
On their team. And
I don't think any blame goes to LeBron at all. I don't think that anyone can say that LeBron isn't doing enough. He 29, 14 and 11 on 18 shots. I don't think I can't blame LeBron. I have to point my finger at their defense.
Right.
And I have to point my finger at Kyrie.
Right.
Kevin Love giving you 27 is also a plus. I wouldn't expect a 27 from Kevin Love. And then JR isn't it's just I don't know.
And Tristan,
he had a better game than game 1.
8 points.
Yeah, 8 points.
4 rebounds, I think it was.
That's
a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
You need to
Darren
be
Williams,
there.
it's just
Darren Williams is absent once again.
Yeah, he looks just I don't know. He looks overwhelmed too.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, someone in the chat earlier was saying they need to give Kyle Korver more minutes, but he only put in 8 points.
23.
He's not.
This is as much you'll get from unless he gets really hot. 23 minutes, 8 points. That's probably
right. I agree.
Yeah.
But sorry, really quick, just going back to LeBron. So one thing CJ Houston says in the chat is Durant can't be stopped, LeBron can't do anything. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, people legitimately like talk down about LeBron's play, and it's like, but he's
LeBron
well.
but he does look frustrated by KD.
Okay,
there was a couple of moments.
For sure.
KD is giving him all he's got. This is something that LeBron, for whatever reason, hasn't really been used to facing because KD is determined he's going right at LeBron. And there was one point, Steph Curry, this isn't a KD thing, but did you see Steph Curry kind of put LeBron in the mix tonight? I felt like that was payback from last year when LeBron looked at him like, young boy.
He should look at him like young boy.
I feel like they didn't forget that. One thing that stood out to me between the Cavs and the Warriors were that the Cavs had 21 assists on 38 field goals, while the Warriors had 31 assists on 39 field goals. So obviously the Warriors are sharing the ball a lot better than the Cavs and just making their shots, which we know was a problem in Game 1, and they still won by an obscene amount. So once again, I ask, do we think that the Cavs have a chance, or do we think that the Warriors are going to storm this and go 16-0? Go.
I don't think that I personally don't think the Cavs had to win this game. I think they needed to be far more competitive, which they accomplished. Winning the game would have been a plus. Like LeBron had said in the press conference, they have to protect home court, and that it is going to be a big difference at home playing the Warriors as opposed to on the road. And so I don't think this series is over. I'm still biased because I want the Cavs to win. But I believe the Warriors will win. But I do think now if they lose Game 3, obviously they're down 3-0. That goes without saying that it's going to be really tough for them. But I can't overreact to this game because the Warriors are supposed to win these two games. So yeah.
What about you?
You think they're going to sweep them?
I fully believe they're capable of doing it, but I don't think that it'll go down like that.
Okay.
I had Warriors in 6.
That's what I have too.
Yeah, I don't know. I think just being realistic, the other team still does have LeBron.
Right.
Like I said, and I'll say it time and time again, like LeBron hurt my entire feelings last year. So I'm not going to count him out. I'm not going to count on his team at home. One of the takeaways that I saw from LeBron this game was after Game 1, it seemed like they really needed to gather themselves as a team. LeBron didn't really seem phased. It seemed more of like a feel out. This will be an adjustment. But his body language and just how he exited Game 2 to me signals that there's going to be trouble in that locker room. There has to be a change within the mentality of the team to really come together. Because they've been in this situation before, but plus KD now. So the stakes are so much higher.
Right.
And I think if they go down 3-0, that's it for me.
Jessie, what about you?
I don't think the Cavs have a chance, even though I want them to. But I think it'll go 5 games, and I think
Game 3 they win.
Yeah, I think they'll win Game 3. I just can't see them winning more than that unless something huge turns around. Unless Kyrie starts playing smart. I like what you said earlier about the movement of the ball, because I think that's also very important with the Cavs. The Cavs play their best game when they are moving the ball around, and I just didn't see them doing that like Golden State did today. So if they can change and play their absolute best basketball, and LeBron has 40 and Kyrie stepping it up, then maybe. But I can't see them
LeBron has 40.
I think
it's 40
that it's crazy to think. You're right though.
But he has
like how his numbers were in the very first finals when they played each other, when he had no one else. But I think also one thing that I liked they did and they went away from, they went at KD in the post. KD had some great plays, like had some nice blocks, but they would post up Kevin Love. And that got him in foul trouble. Got Draymond in foul trouble. They demolished him. Like when it came to points in the paint, I think the Cavs had 60, the Warriors had 40. But I think LeBron, it got to a point where LeBron was kind of taking some lazy threes. I think he was a little tired, but I don't think they can let up with that at
LeBron
all.
only took 6 shots in the second half.
Yeah. Oh, what? I didn't even know that.
So, I mean, that was crazy to me. I'm like, was he that tired? What's going on? Is he doing a little passive-aggressive move? Because I know not to go back and not to talk about this, but I'm going to talk about the Suns and Lakers series a few years back with Kobe, where everyone said that Kobe quit on the Lakers in that final game because they were complaining about him not passing the ball movement, or that he was hogging or whatever, and they say he quit. Do you felt like there was a little bit of that with LeBron? Because him only taking 6 shots was really strong for me. I know he had a triple-double, so obviously he's passing the ball, trying to get teammates involved, but that just seemed like a really low number. No?
I can't. How can
I don't know that I could say that he quit on them.
No, I'm not saying he did.
It's hard to ridicule LeBron.
Yeah. I'm just asking a question. I don't.
Well, his little like I said in his post game in the locker room, like his little comments, like I have nothing to do with that. Like just little things
He's
like that.
He's very passive aggressive.
It's exactly. That's what makes me think maybe he did have that mentality. Like, okay, well, I've done my part, but we have no way of knowing.
I mean,
that.
if y'all had a tough day at the job, and people came in your face to ask you questions, like how would you feel? I'd probably be a little pissed too.
I would for sure.
Yeah, like you caught me right when I just got my ass beat.
Yeah.
On the court in front of millions, and so you're asking me questions like, do I have to protect home court? Yes.
For sure. I mean, like any game. Like I used to play college soccer, and if I got interviewed after the game, I would be like reaming people out. Like I would be going to town. Oh yeah, like I'd be so mad. So like I can't even imagine how these guys go through this.
So speaking of, I guess Stephen, we're going to show the clip of LeBron getting a little testy post game. He declined to go to the podium, instead opting to do his post game interviews at his locker, which is very different.
Yeah, apparently he said he wasn't down with like the media schedule, how it was going. That's what he was claiming why he didn't go post game. I was like, just say that you're
He just didn't feel like going.
That's what he said. Yeah, he just didn't want to go.
Come on.
But that's what he said. He said that the scheduling.
So first there was a fight between some fans. I think we're going to show you guys that really quickly. J.R. Smith had LeBron's back. I don't know. 2 Warriors
Somebody
fans.
lost some money,
3 Warriors fans. Like, what's going on? You guys see all that in the corner? He snuffed them.
Dude, they're fighting over free T-shirts in the crowd.
I mean, what's going on? You guys won. That's not what we want to see.
Their jersey.
They're just too lit. Yeah. Somebody had a double cut.
That's the bait. Hey,
2 fists in.
Yeah.
like the black hole in the Raiders. I don't know. That was but then LeBron post game, he got snippy with the reporter when he asked what they were going to do basically when they got home, if they were going to be,
did they have to protect home?
Did they have to protect home?
It's not. I've been in the reporter pool. It's not an easy thing, but like that is like think about that question. What are you asking him?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like. Come on,
and that's basically what LeBron said. LeBron said, "No, we're too far down. Go more up."
But yeah, he's a little
testy. So I feel like passive aggressive LeBron, that says a lot about his mind state. And he's looking at his teammates, but LeBron doesn't necessarily go directly at them. He does a lot of subliminals, if you will. He always has.
When the media is out, when the media is gone,
LeBron
he's probably yelling.
Slightly petty.
No, he did. No, I'm not. He does. He's a subtweeter. He's for sure. He got subtweet blood.
Okay, so we'll find that video later. So anyway, moving on. Is there anything else? I mean, I know, what are keys to Game 3? Do we have keys for Game 3? For the Cavs, obviously, for the Warriors, because we know that the Warriors didn't play their best game on Monday. They missed a lot of layups. They made those adjustments. Do we think that Steve Kerr coming back had an impact on the Warriors, or is it just business as usual?
I think it was business as usual. I'm sure, it did a lot for Oracle, for their home crowd, to see him back and just the overall vibe, but the Warriors have been locked in.
Weird him coming back though at this
I thought it was kind of weird. I mean, I'm sure obviously their team loves it, but I would have been fine with seeing Mike Brown finish out the finals. I didn't think there was anything wrong with the way things were going, but
Steve Kerr deserves to be there. He's just his team.
For sure.
I think that has everything to do with him and wanting to be there.
Right, but the thing that I found interesting was when he initially said, he went out in the first round, what was it, second, third game of the first round with reoccurring issues from his back surgery, leaking fluids. He said that he didn't want to play games, so to speak, with the team and with Mike Brown and have everyone focused on going back and forth. So to me, he's been running practice, they said, for the last few days, but that's exactly kind of what he did when he made the statement that, listen, if it doesn't seem to be getting better, I'm not going to do that to Mike. It's not fair to him, and so forth, to jerk him back and forth. And obviously, Mike Brown seems like a pretty agreeable guy, and he's coasting. He's still getting paid from the Cavs, still getting paid from the Lakers, making money from the Warriors. Life's good right now. Life's good.
Shout out to Mike Brown.
So, but I just
jovial.
It really felt like an ego thing.
Really?
I think we have, I mean, kind of just because I know he has a right to be there. It's not like he hasn't been there, but just, you're right. It's not like he hasn't been there. So why is it so important to step up and say, right now, guess what? I'm coming back.
Yeah. Just because
13-0.
Yeah.
So here's the LeBron clip where he was kind of going in.
Well, I mean, are you a smart guy?
Sarcasm.
I think so, right? So we don't defend home court. What happens? Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm asking you.
Yeah, see, he's really making him answer.
All right.
That's like a dad thing.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm asking you.
Right. You know what kind of dad LeBron is. Like,
Yeah.
so what do you think we should do for your punishment? You know what I'm saying? And then you tell him
He does
what
seem
your
like that.
punishment
That's
is
spot on.
going to be.
That's spot
So,
on. Wow, that's good.
you know, that's just what I think.
I don't have a
listening.
problem. I mean, you know, as a reporter, you have to take on you know, you never know what you're going to get. I don't have a problem with LeBron being upset. I think it's fine for where they are right now. I don't have any emotions towards LeBron handling himself the way he just did just then. I hope that it is also shows on the court in game 3 from a discipline standpoint and from a unrelenting effort. But I think game 2 and game 1, we already saw that from LeBron. LeBron is not the issue. And to say that LeBron has to average 40 points to make up for Kyrie Irving not showing up and for the overall team not playing defense, it still doesn't go back to LeBron in this situation.
Right, and I think he has to score 40, and Kyrie needs to play good
for them
in
to
order
win.
for
Yeah,
for sure. Like,
unless
he needs to score 40.
Unless JR or these other role players start to step up, I completely agree.
I don't
with
think
you.
that's gonna happen.
So let's talk about 3 points since we're bringing up how many points LeBron needs to score. The Warriors tonight, 54 points off of threes. Cavs, how many do you think they score? Just take a wild guess.
30.
Close, 28.
Okay.
So, I mean, obviously, but the 3-point shot is not their game, but that's how the Warriors run up the score. There are some people on their team that can stretch the floor. So we did say what we thought the keys to the game were, right?
Yeah.
For the Cavs, just to go home and be focused, and JR and Kyrie to wake up. That's it? That's it. We don't need any bench help. We don't need.
Everybody needs to be.
No.
clean.
Oh yeah.
Everybody.
I mean,
If we can get Tyronn Lue in Jersey and get him to score a couple points, it'll be good too.
Yeah, I don't think we need to do that. He
Poor
can
guy.
sit.
Call up
He
David
looks
Black.
so like sad in the post-game interviews to me. He's just like so defeated.
KD.
Not my fault.
It seems like that's what the new
That's the
point is
census.
after just KD.
The irony in that, considering that everyone in the Eastern Conference was like, if we had LeBron, we'd be fine, and now LeBron and the Cavs are saying, KD.
KD.
Yeah, it's just
The
what a
difference.
defeated mindset.
but
to
I
have.
mean,
Yeah.
but it's true though. Like, if KD wasn't on the team, does Golden State win these games? Honestly, though.
But we can say that
Right.
as
Well, this is the
reporters
same
and like
team. Yeah, but this is the same
athletes.
team.
I can't.
But yeah, but then you just need to go and defend KD, and he's just saying like KD.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
I need to play better defense.
He's being honest, but like
Yeah.
as you're a former athlete, I play sports. I know everyone here did. I'm not gonna say after the game or before the game.
But
Well, if they
it's
didn't have
true.
this player, well, even whether
he's
it's true or
he's not
not.
saying that. He's just saying KD.
I feel
No,
like
they asked,
I feel
what is
like
the
LeBron,
difference?
Yeah,
Yeah.
is making
He said
it
KD is
easier.
the
Well, it
difference.
is a
He's
difference.
that's his
It is a
answer.
difference.
I'm not
though.
going to say that as a competitor. It's true, but
it's-
as a competitor, from a competitive edge standpoint,
But
I'm
now
not
you just
gonna,
need to go beat him though. Like you,
Right, it just doesn't
that-
seem
that's,
LeBron.
that's the
Yeah.
truth though.
Yeah,
That's
It
the
seems
truth.
like he's setting it
Right.
up for an excuse.
Right.
That
That's what I'm
it
saying.
feels
But
like
there's no
to me-
excuse like Golden State is going to win. Like there's not an excuse. They're a better team. Like there's not an excuse. They just are better.
defeated. Like,
But it
you've
doesn't
given
like,
up.
The discussion's over.
Well, I mean, what can you say? Can you honestly think like Cleveland's going to be?
They were the
unless
better
LeBron-
team last
I didn't
year.
think they were going to come back from 3-1, but they did.
I agree.
The Warriors were a better team last year. They won 73
unless
games.
something epic happens to the Warriors and they like get mentally messed up or somebody gets hurt.
It happened
like,
last year.
Cleveland,
Knock on wood.
yeah, but Cleveland's not going to win.
I mean, hey, you're the Cavs.
I mean, please.
The Cavs
win the
fan and the
game,
Warrior
Cavs,
fan are like
but
agreeing, and I'm,
please win. I mean, I would love to say, yeah, I'm confident that the Cavs are going to win. And I listened to a guy on the radio who thinks that this is going to happen, but it's not going to happen.
I would love to have rewatched the press conferences from 3-1 last year, and I wonder what they were saying. I want to know if there was a difference in their mindset and their attitude in these press conferences.
That's interesting that you say that because every time the reporters bring that up in these, they're like, we're not thinking about the past. I think
Right.
LeBron said, he's like, I like to stay in the present. So
Right.
maybe they're dishing that all together and
Yeah.
just trying to forge a new way with this new challenge set in front of them.
But I think LeBron tries a lot of Jedi mind tricks, especially with reporters, and he's the type to lead you places that I won't say he's being disingenuous, but just sort of You know, he's saying the PC, the politically correct answer sometimes, so as to not give bulletin board material or to let people in. So I think that it's so interesting that he's choosing to almost concede to KD, making their team that much greater than the Cavs. It's just an interesting approach from somebody like LeBron, who usually is very strategic in how he reveals information and how he places it out there.
Yeah.
So,
well, here's a question for you guys.
Okay.
If KD wins this championship, is there an asterisk next to it? Do you guys?
Not for me.
Not for you?
Not for me either.
Yeah, especially if he wins Finals MVP, I thought I was gonna feel that way, but like the way he's dominating I'm impressed. You know what I mean? He earned it. Yeah.
See, this is my problem too. A lot of people feel like, you know, we've been through the whole thing about because he left, he's soft, he went to the team that beat them 3-1. Yeah, that is a little different.
Yep.
But the object is to win.
Yep.
And if we didn't look at LeBron anyway for going to the Heat, he didn't. It's not like he asked Dwayne Wade to come and sign with the Cavs or for them to try and figure it out that way. I know Miami set it up as such so that they would have cap space, but LeBron still went elsewhere.
Yeah, well, he got that.
Figure it out.
He got that too, and then they lost the first one, so he definitely got it a lot that next year.
Speaking of flack, I don't know if you guys watched First Take this morning. They had a Sunday special. They're still in Oakland, probably leaving now. But KD's mom was on there, Wanda Durant, and so she had some backfire. That's not the right word, backfire.
Rebuttal,
response. I wonder what the word is that I want to use. Anyway, she had an answer for Stephen A. Smith, who's been very hard on Kevin Durant. I think that this relationship got soured last year because when Stephen A. was saying that he knew that Kevin was going to leave OKC, he was not happy there, and KD and crew kept pushing back like, we haven't made any decisions, we're not saying anything, blase, blah, blah, blah. And so there's kind of an uncomfortable thing. And so she asked the question, does Stephen A. look weak for accepting a job at ESPN? Again, defend your son, Mama Durant.
Yeah. But
the fundamental point was, which everyone kind of, I guess, skirts around, is the 3-1 thing.
Yeah.
If the object is to win, though, so you're over that. You don't care that he went to a team that's 3-1 because of how he's been dominating. That kind of took it away.
It's not that I don't care. It's winning makes you forget and forgive.
Winning cures
like
everything.
I hated LeBron when he went to Miami, but then they won 2 championships. It's like, okay, well, how much more can I hate you? So if KD gets this championship and say they do it again next year, it's kind of like, yeah, but he got these rings, so whatever. You can hate if you want, but whatever.
What do we think happens with the Cavs? Just like kind of jumping ahead slightly, and then we're gonna wrap it up. If they go out in 4 or 5 games, what do you think happens with the Cavs this summer? Do you think GM LeBron is in there demanding that they make a lot of changes or whatever? Do you think they try and stand pat?
That's a good question.
And figure out we just need more time together?
That's a good question.
I don't know. That's a tough one because they made so many moves this season to beef up their team. So what more are they going to do now? Like, what other pieces in the East can they move around?
J.R. Smith is definitely replaceable. If Dwayne Wade's a free agent, you know what I mean?
So you would get older Dwayne Wade to come in?
I'm not saying that's going to make him championship worthy.
Happen.
I just wouldn't be shocked to see Dwayne Wade go to Cleveland.
Because I guess there's not a player that is KD caliber that they could add into their mix.
Right.
So
yeah, I don't see it.
So do you think that, like some say, the NBA is doomed because we're going to have this matchup for X amount of foreseeable future, which I don't even see how people can really get comfortable with that because injuries can happen, anything can happen, it can be a fluke, but
it looks like that for the next 3 or 4 years until LeBron decides to retire, that's what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys see any changes happening to the Warriors lineup at all? I've been reading a lot online about just
Clay.
just cap space, stuff with Clay possibly.
I think Clay will leave when his contract's up.
We can't. I would also say because we don't know what would have happened with the Spurs series if Kawhi didn't get hurt and Chris Paul might be going to the Spurs. Like, there's a lot
Chris Paul's not going to the Spurs.
You're a Clippers fan.
I'm a Clippers fan, and beyond that, they don't have cap space for it.
Yeah, a lot of variables. We got time to talk about that, but like a lot of variables could happen. Yeah.
All right, so anything else in the chat? Are they saying anything good?
We have a lot of LeBron haters in the chat. So people are saying LeBron is a joke because he consistently says he needs more help. So what do you guys think of that? Because I think that statement is a joke. That's from I'm Too Fly Jenkins. Thanks for joining us in the
That
chat.
so the statement is that he always says he needs help.
Yeah.
Well, it's a team game.
Well, exactly, but it's so weird because I feel like we have forgot about that. Like, now it's about these superstars, and so we forget that it is a team sport because we have watched certain players dominate certain time periods of the NBA.
Yeah, no doubt.
But they were always a duo, or
Everyone's had another
right.
star. MJ had Scottie Pippen,
right?
And he didn't win before Scottie Pippen came there.
Exactly.
So,
and people forget
I can't have a hard.
He never won without Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, at all.
So another thing that somebody said in here, CJ Houston, who joins us every week.
CJ.
So
What
thanks for
up?
joining us. He said that LeBron is not a leader, and he made a statement back to when it was Wade and LeBron, saying Wade was Batman and LeBron was Robin.
I agree with that.
You do? I do not
don't
agree with that
agree.
at all.
Okay, I don't agree with that. He's not a leader. But no, what I will say is that when LeBron went to Miami, he learned how to be a champion. He learned how to be a leader. Because
he was
before
a leader.
that, when he was the
leader.
I think he was a leader, but he didn't know how to lead them to win. If that makes sense.
LeBron has everything except the closing gene. Dwayne Wade was the closer. Kyrie Irving is the closer, but LeBron does everything else.
He does do everything else, but I think that how he affects the player, I think he didn't know how to talk to his players and sort of rally the players that weren't already bought in.
Yeah.
I think that was a thing for him, and it became, you see it come up even now, some of the passive-aggressive things that happened with him that seemed to rub players the wrong way. Even earlier in the season with Tristan Thompson, when Tristan was still balling out.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chloe's Cookies. Maybe that's what happened to Tristan
Seriously.
tonight. But you saw Tristan kind of push back on LeBron, saying, I need some help, I need my teammates to get involved, and things of that nature. So I think that LeBron had a lot of that in him, and he sort of learned to lead in a different way. I think that there are intangible things that he learned in Miami from both Pat Riley and Dwayne Wade that enabled him to come back to Cleveland and be that type of leader.
Yeah.
So first, CJ said he didn't say that, so maybe somebody else said that. He said he was not the leader, but somebody said in the chat that LeBron was Robin to Wade's Batman, which I disagree, because I actually think LeBron is always the leader on his team, because if he doesn't lead by voicing his thoughts or opinions, he's the guy on the court that makes everybody on the team a better player. Yeah. And I think that's something that we forget with him. We want him to drive. We want him to take the shot. We want him to do everything, but sometimes he sees things and he sees open players or anything that it's a smarter move, but we're so used to these people trying to take over the games.
See, I don't think so, because I'm a Magic Johnson fan.
And if you don't believe me, comment on this with your Twitter name, and I will tweet you an article that will change your opinion on this. Because because people put LeBron down, and I'm tired of it. He's like legitimately one of, if not the best player to ever play, and like this is what people say.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm like, this is bullshit.
I mean, I think LeBron's game, to me, I've always compared him more so to Magic, more so than Michael.
Got the magic gem.
So I don't mind that he's a distributor, but I think that even still there is something in leadership that he had to develop.
Agreed.
And I think that once he got over that, and it happened in Miami, it made him a better floor leader. And I feel like you could see the difference when he came back to Cleveland as opposed to sort of how he led, you know, before that, when he was going to the finals. What was that, in 2007 when they went?
Okay. So people say like, oh yeah, we should not compare him to Jordan. We should compare him to Magic. But I mean, he has the most. I mean, he just beats Jordan's records. And I know people are saying, oh well, he beat it in more games than Jordan, but he did beat it in less shots than Jordan. His points total.
Yeah, I don't think
So he's Magic and he's Jordan.
He's he's just everything.
He's his own. I think we'll definitely appreciate him further down the line. But he's his own. Everyone wants to compare a player to Jordan, and I personally only believe that Kobe is comparable to Jordan because Kobe he studied his game off of LeBron has like definitely characteristics of MJ, but he's got characteristics of Magic. He's got characteristics of a big man. Like he's got a lot of. He's a hybrid, and he's going to be. I think in the future we'll be comparing other types of players to LeBron. It'll be a separate category.
Yeah,
I agree.
For sure.
So yeah, I think it's fair to it's fair to compare him to Michael because you have to, but at the same time he's his own player.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, kids. So predictions for Game 3.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, we get predictions.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
What y'all got?
I think we'll win Game 3, and that's probably the only game the Cavs are gonna win. I know, it is so depressing, and like, you know, I'll sit here and fight to the death about LeBron, but like, I just don't think they have what it takes to beat the Warriors in this series. How about you guys?
Agreed. I think.
What was she gonna say?
Says the Warriors
Are y'all
fan.
gonna sweep them?
Agreed.
No. I think that Kyrie is gonna show up in Game 3 for sure, and just show us the clutch, how clutch he can be. Hopefully, and just help LeBron out. I just hope for my Warriors that they continue to lock in defensively, because on the road, that's what's gonna be the key to them, like, having a chance. I mean, I fully still believe they're capable of winning Game 3, but if you're adding emotions and just where the Cavs are at right now, I just realistically see them taking it and making this more of an entertaining series. But I have Golden State all the way.
Hart wants the Cavs to win in six, or like, you know, win the next 4 games, but I think the role players will definitely play better at home. That's inevitable. And so I do think the Cavs are going to win Game 3. The Game 4 is going to be the big one. And it's hard for me to say right now that they'll win that game, because I haven't seen them win a game yet.
Right.
Yeah.
But so right now, like 4-1 Warriors, but I hope I'm wrong.
All right.
And what do you think?
I think that Game 3 is a trap game. I think the Cavs will win that game, and then we'll see what happens from there, because my prediction is Warriors in 6. So
Yeah.
Cavs have to win at least 2 for that to happen. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the after show. I know the game wasn't the sexiest, but we are. So
I like that.
You hit us up for Game 3. DeAnjilo, tell them where they can find you.
Yo, hit me up on Twitter or Instagram. We can talk about how much we want the Warriors to lose together. Let's tweet about it, and actually let's tweet Christine about it as well, because she's a Warriors fan. She's spoiled.
Actually, if you just want to see really good quality tweets, you should just head over to my feed at Christine Bean, and follow me on Instagram too. I'm there. There's not a lot of Warrior stuff on there, but just hit me on Twitter.
Yes, and I'm Jessie Zahner. Thanks for joining us in live chat tonight, even though everybody was fighting with me about LeBron. You know, I'm going to throw some shade via my post-game press conference as well. But you can find me all over social media to talk more crap to me about LeBron at Athletic.
And I'm Jill Munroe. You can follow me everywhere at Stiletto Jill to talk about all this sports stuff. We can talk about how Derek Fisher flipped his car on the 101 with Gloria Gabbard. We can talk about a lot of things. So make sure you hit me up. Make sure you're following AfterBuzz TV, and check back with us for Game 3. We'll see you next time.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.